What's up, everyone? Welcome back to episode 60 of the Average Aussies Premier League podcast. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, don't forget to give us a like, give us a follow, give us a 5-star rating, and hit the notification bell so you know when new episodes go live. Beef, tell them about social media, mate.
Mate, Instagram, if you're not there, get there.
Yes.
TikTok, if you're under 40, get there. Facebook, the community group. So if you're not part of that, the numbers are rising and you're missing out because there was some fucking sick banter in there over the weekend.
Good banter.
Unfortunately, I hexed us by trying to banter Gus that we were going to beat City and then fuck him. But classic Gus, he didn't fucking respond until the result was through. He left me there.
He's a classic City
Fucker.
supporter.
That's smart, though.
And don't forget www.averageaussies.com.au. Got some big news coming there. Let's get into it, fellas. You got some big news.
Bombshell.
We don't have some big news. The world football has big news.
The ground is shaking with this news.
The ground is shaking with the tears of Liverpool fans as Jurgen Clop has announced that he will leave Liverpool at the end of the season. Massive news. So we thought we'd get an extra Liverpool set of eyes, ears and mouths on to go through it. Boys, how are you feeling?
Yeah, numb, mate.
Numb.
I don't want to process it.
Don't believe it? Simply don't believe it?
No, I do believe it, but I just wish I could turn back time and fucking shake him by the shoulders and like, what are you doing?
I think he's gone, unfortunately. Craig, how do you feel about it, mate?
I've just been ignoring it.
Well,
and simple.
a lot of head in the sand action going on over here, Beef. Or maybe it wasn't a good idea to get two Liverpool fans on because the energy levels are going
tears.
down rapidly.
It's soaking in here.
It's pretty sad, but
Well,
yeah.
He's the identity
do
of
you do?
Liverpool, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like losing your identity.
there's a lot of stuff to unpack in the whole thing that he's leaving. So he one of his like famous quotes is, "It's not so important what people think when you come in. It's much more important what people feel when you leave."
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's obviously achieved that because
Oh, in spades, mate.
Well, I think how far-reaching the news has been felt is
Yeah.
testament to that.
massive in world football, really. Yeah, I don't.
I feel like quite a few of the managers, obviously been asked it in presses, they've had to pause to think about like how to
describe.
describe what he's done and the kind of character he is and what he
100%.
who he has been to Liverpool, but also like the Premier League and football in general.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Pep said he's the best rival that he's ever had in his career.
Yeah,
He
he
doesn't
sleep
think
better now.
He doesn't think he's done though. He thinks he'll be back in football in some capacity. But I mean, I want to say Klopp revolutionised football in England because I wouldn't go that far, but he definitely brought like obviously the heavy metal football that not many managers do.
Yep.
He brought that and kind of played in a style. He was only just unlucky. He probably would have had 6 titles under his belt if it wasn't for Manchester City.
Cheating scum. With the exception of that, yeah, you know, like he's made Premier League better, I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure. He's a character. And, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not the biggest Jurgen Klopp fan, like, a bit of a whinger, but it's kind of, like, part of who he is. Like, not so much a whinger, but just, you know, has something to say about things that he doesn't like. He doesn't,
Well,
he's a fucking bit of a straight shooter.
I knew
Yeah.
that would come up.
Yeah.
And the way I see it, even looking at it retrospectively after this news has come to light, is he's been whinging, for lack of a better term, for the betterment of his team.
Yeah.
And we all whinge about all the shortcomings in the Premier League
100%,
constantly.
yeah.
All the fans do, right?
Yeah.
That's why we have a
And
podcast.
he's there at the forefront, like bringing light to a lot of those problems and some of the unfairnesses that that exist. Albeit, he'd probably be the first to put his hand up.
I agree.
He's not going to back down when it comes to representing and to like being a voice for his team. No real manager is going to do that. So I get why he's put people offside.
100%. And like you see, like a lot of top managers, they're always complaining about something because they're not afraid to say what they think. Like, you know, and I think where was I going with this? In Jurgen's case, like, yeah, he's just very straightforward. He's very German, if that makes sense. Like, it's no like, you know, Arteta whinges a lot, but it's only for the betterment of his own team. You hate it if you're against him because it's just something you can fucking whinge about, you know. Oh, fucking Jurgen Clop, one of the best managers ever, arguably, in the Premier League. Well, he's made it he's probably the best manager in Liverpool's Premier League era. Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Has to be.
He's the only one that brought him the title.
Won a title and a Champions
but,
League.
like, even just reinvented their identity, you know?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and that's what they're going to find hard. The thing that's shocked me massively out of this news is the fact that it's a full mass exodus. Like, the entire of his backroom stuff. The director of football's going before Klopp,
Yeah.
which is mental to me.
And he's only just come in.
Yeah, but wasn't that all... Like, I was the opinion that was always, like, a short-term appointment anyway.
Yeah, I was under that assumption too, but I thought...
What, your director of football?
Yeah.
So
Well,
why is he going before? Isn't Klopp leaving this
I thought
season?
it was only a
Yeah, but
short-term thing.
He's leaving before the end of the season. But this is what I like.
It is strange.
So you got a max exodus. Like, I think it was Nudo originally said that he thinks the assistant manager will take over, and he's gone, nah, I'm fucking going as well. Like, they're all out of there. I think you'll have, I dare say, Virgil van Dijk could go in the summer.
Yeah, well-
Mo Salah could go in the summer. Like, whoever comes in has got a massive job on their shoulders. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and
Huge.
And the fact that you don't a lot of top managers. Well, let's talk about who we think could replace Jurgen Klopp. Obviously, the front runner is Xabi Alonso from Bayer Leverkusen. Had an absolutely red hot start. Well, not start, but red hot start to his career in
Still on
Germany.
top.
Yeah, 19 unbeaten, whatever. Like, they are
Yeah, it's
absolutely flying. He has a
They're
style-
27 now.
27, whatever it is. He's got a style of football, which is what you want.
Yep.
He's a Liverpool legend, so he's already endeared to the fans. He doesn't have to earn that. He's already got that. So when shit goes south, he still have that in his corner.
Yeah, they're totally loved. He is.
And obviously that's who you boys
Universally.
want. If you're talking,
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't really thought of it.
you're going to have to think about it right here, right now. Because
Is that what you want? A Liverpool legend coming
My
in?
heart
Because
says yes, but then I don't want to then crucify him if we don't do
That's
well.
right.
like
Has that
with Gerrard.
worked for previous clubs that try to bring?
I
in
reckon
legends?
gets
A legend, yeah.
Here's my plan, all right? Xabi Alonso is a good fucking manager, right? He's obviously proven that. Still got a bit to do. Like, he's not... And he's got a job to do at Bayer Leverkusen. Obviously, he doesn't want to walk out on that.
No.
But if you're Xabi Alonso and you're looking at Liverpool right now and you're saying, everyone's going, so I've got clean... Like, I've got a fresh slate I've got to start with. Might have no Virgil van Dijk. I might have no Mo Salah. I've got no director of football that's going to help me build anything. I've got to literally come in. They're going to appoint a director. We don't know if we're going to get along because they have to get along.
Yeah,
A director of football and your manager have to coordinate at all times. And most of the time, a director of football will help hire a manager.
Yep.
So I'm Xabi Alonso. I'm looking at that and I'm going, Then I look at Manchester United after Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm looking at Arsenal after Arsene Wenger. The first guy to come in and try and replace the biggest shoes that club's ever seen just gets shot down in flames.
Yeah, you want to be the second or third.
100%.
Guy that comes in and saves the day.
It's like you don't buy a Mark 1 car, do you?
Here's my theory. You hire Stevie G first. He gets you relegated. You bring Xabi Alonso in. He brings you up. Instant success.
I think relegation's a bit of a stretch.
I think it's
I don't think they'll
fucking-
bring in Stevie G because of
I think that's a foolproof plan.
the level that Liverpool fans feel about Stevie G. They wouldn't want to tarnish that ever.
Well, I'm telling you, whoever comes in first, going to be a fall guy because Jurgen Klopp is irreplaceable. You will never, ever, ever replace Jurgen Klopp.
No.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
Agree.
His personality, his persona, what
Yeah.
he's done for the club, his legendary status. He's going out, like, credit to him too, going out on a high, not on a high, but
Potential.
yeah, what's the fucking Batman quote? Live long enough, die a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Yeah.
He's gone, fuck that.
I've got a question for you. Could you get someone that could do better than Jurgen Klopp? Yeah, he's been good for the identity and revolutionised, but he's won one Champions League, one title. Could you be better?
I mean,
Name someone who could be better.
Not manager-wise, I mean, taking over him is, like Leo said, very, very difficult, and the next person's going to fall. But could the owners look to go higher than what you've done and take on City and be the new dominance?
No, because they don't have the cash to do that, or they're not willing to spend.
but who's
what they
the
do
manager
have.
that would do that?
Yeah, that's
Pep
the thing.
is the only manager that would do that. There's no other
It's like-
manager.
put it this way:
currently,
we've lost Champions Leagues to Real Madrid. We've lost Premier Leagues to Man City. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah, there's no. I don't think there's a better managers out there than Pep and Klopp at the moment.
No.
As much as people want to whinge about Klopp and blah blah blah, and the thing that he's got over Pep is the thing that I think attracted the owners of Liverpool to hire him was he works with what he's got.
Yeah, 100%.
So Ancelotti was going to come in before him, and Ancelotti said, "I need this, I need that, I need that."
Yeah.
Liverpool owner said, Jurgen said, "I'll work with what I got. When we get there, we'll see what we can
He
do."
said it in his opening presser. He goes, "Give me time,"
Yeah, and that's
and we did, and look what he's achieved.
that's the biggest thing that I think will be attracting Liverpool to Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
Because he does the same thing. He didn't go out and he hasn't spent fuck all money at Bayer Leverkusen. He's turned mediocre players into amazing players.
Yeah.
He got Granit Xhaka, who's a good midfielder. He's on
Playing
fire
well.
at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But he's doing what Klopp's been able to do for us as well. He's making that team play for each other as well.
yeah,
And it's, you feel guilty. You let your team down. I know that's a fucking bit of a cliche, but he's really bringing it together. And
Yeah.
they want to do well for him. It's not just like, oh, fuck, like United with Ten Hag, like, fuck that clown.
no, well,
So you're expecting, as you probably is natural, to have a hard period once he leaves.
Yeah.
Have
But what
to.
I'm saying is, we haven't seen a new manager take on the current players of Liverpool because it's always been Klopp there. So could you go into a new level of
Who knows?
dominance? You could, right?
There's obviously a chance, but like,
never
I
know.
find it very unlikely.
to be honest, I think, speaking of that, most impressive to me what Jurgen Klopp's done, like obviously, yeah, he won Champions League, he won the title. Then you went through that period last year where you were out of everything,
Yeah.
you finished 8th, and somehow he's managed to.
Fifth.
No, yeah, fist.
Was it? Well, so you're in
there was-
Europa League, but
yeah.
he's gone through that rough period,
Yeah.
and he's managed to within one off season turn
Yeah.
the team around, and all of a sudden you're back where you were 3 years ago competing for
Yeah,
the title.
that's quite remarkable,
To me,
I
that's
think.
fucking impressive. As
Yeah.
that he can muster up the energy, and that's what he
But
said.
then that
I'm
also
burnt
says
out.
to me, like, last year was just so mental. And it
Yeah.
was. Like,
So-
we'd go into games where you're fucking massive favourites. Like, Bournemouth, for example, we beat them 9-0, and then we lose to them.
Yeah.
That's mental there.
Is there any optimism around what's next? Or are you really
I think it's
battling down the
I
hatches?
feel like there's got to be.
If
I just think how, yeah, we can say smoke and mirrors. Like, why is all the whole team leaving and the director of football? Yeah, there could be something fishy going on. But at the same time, he came out and he said, I went to the board in November with how I felt. And he also came out and said, Liverpool 2.0, as you were just talking about,
Yep.
and it has been described, is set up and built for the future.
yeah,
So who's to say he hasn't been part of that succession plan and discussions around that?
Yeah.
We look at it on face value, say yeah, and I'll put my hand up something doesn't feel right.
Yep.
But who's to say they don't come out in a couple of months and go, give us some more information and say, this is what was decided and what would be best for the club.
Like the Sir Alex Moisey thing?
Well,
knows?
I don't know what. Surely, if there was some kind of controversy within Liverpool that was forcing an entire backroom staff out as well, there would be wind of it somewhere.
Oh, massive.
So there'd be,
Fabrizio.
there's nothing. There is literally nothing. Like
I mean, yeah.
I can't think of any. Like what massive. I don't know. Maybe we'll look like idiots
anti-vaxxers.
maybe we'll look like average Aussies in 6 weeks when news comes out. But to me, I just can't see anything like that happening. But as you said, Krag, he's come out and said he will have zero type of Sir Alex Ferguson thing where he chose a successor, and
Yeah.
He said that?
he's like, I'm not fucking
That's
part
good.
of
Learn
anything.
from that, eh? Fuck.
Yeah, he goes, he's wiping his hands, walking away. I just wanted to go through, he's come out and said he's run out of energy,
Yeah.
which I respect, because a lot of managers hold on to the feeling of being a manager.
Yeah.
And
when they've lost it.
Yeah. And if you think, and I was thinking about it, right, so he's like, I've run out of energy. The amount of emotion and stuff that he puts into every game,
Yeah.
It's much different than like your Wengers and your Sir Alex Fergusons. They weren't nearly as emotional as your Artetas,
No.
your fucking Klopps, even your Peps. Pep's
Yep.
kind of, to an extent,
Yeah,
toned
no,
down
he
more.
gets into it, yeah.
He gets, but
You know,
he's,
your
he's
Mourinho's.
the most toned down of them all.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, managing like that with that much emotion and that much, passion in it,
Yeah.
it's not like cut out to be a long 20-year period where you can stay at a club.
It's adrenal fatigue.
100%. He would just fully run out of energy, putting everything in. I was like listening to the other day. I didn't realize that he lost his mum during COVID, so he was stuck in like lockdown. His mum died, couldn't get home. Like I feel like he has. I don't feel like Jurgen Klopp likes England. I don't think he likes English media. I don't think he likes.
Well, he's just bought a new house in Spain.
I don't think he likes the Premier League. I think he had the opportunity to manage one of the biggest clubs in the world, and he took it.
Yep.
But am I making sense? Like I don't think he. I don't know. There's something about me that makes me feel like he never actually enjoyed his time in England. He enjoyed managing Liverpool and winning and being successful with Liverpool, but
Possibly.
he didn't like England. That's just the feeling that I get.
That's contrary to what he states about Liverpool.
He loves the area, loves the
He
people.
says he loves the city and what it stands for and the identity.
I think
of
I'm
it.
getting misconstrued there.
But
I
he
don't,
might not
I don't-
actually like living there.
I don't think he likes the way that England operates as a footballing nation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know
the schedule,
the media bothers
the media,
him.
like
all the scheduling. He's never every year it comes around and he states, I don't understand the whole obsession with.
that's why I think
festive
it's
period and,
only fair that his last game should be at 12:30 on a Saturday.
well, I've seen that game as well. It won't be though.
It can't be.
Can't be.
It's not allowed to be.
They're always at
yeah.
3 p.m. every game
But
on the
yeah,
Sunday.
yeah,
It works out like midnight here.
There's definite
1 a.m.
things
Sunday,
that
Monday.
fuck him over. Like
Yeah,
he has never been able to get his head around.
No,
And
he's very German, if that makes sense.
and even some of the things that get asked of him in press conferences.
he just laughs at him and
Yeah,
he's like,
just
"What the
baffled,
fuck
stupid,
are you
yeah.
doing?"
What
here?"
is his last game?
I don't know.
What is?
Yeah, that'd
Could it
be
be Wolves?
huge.
Well, apparently the
FA Cup game was fucking huge.
Huge, like the
Yeah.
Apparently, he started real somber, like
Yeah.
like they were, they were mourning like the loss of someone. But then, like as the match went on, they started
which makes
singing
like,
singing his songs and stuff like that. And
So round 38 is at Anfield against Wolves.
surely we got to live stream that dog.
Yeah.
Live.
I'll
Live
take
stream.
the day
What do you
off
reckon?
work.
Well, Jake and I will be at Anfield for his second last Anfield game. That's
Oh,
going to be fucking.
shit.
Wait, we'll do some live average Aussies
Damn.
Instagram stories.
Nah, don't. I
I
have
was
FOMO.
thinking about it the other day.
I don't want to know about it.
I'm going to get the beers out of the freezer.
Okay.
Okay. You get to see him in the flesh.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. But like, I didn't feel privileged when they fucked up our tickets by making the League Cup final.
mean,
but
No, but
I am now.
So
if we beat Chelsea on penalties, then it's all
Yeah, 0-0 fucking penalties again.
Yeah.
German national team
I think so.
has to be, doesn't it? He's
There's
too
been
young.
A lot of chat about
He's
it.
too young to be fully out of football. Take the national team job where you don't have an
Well,
office.
he's spoken about it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like he's signed
And
up.
no one can hate him for that. Do you know what I mean?
Apparently he's like easily the biggest personality in German football. Like in Germany, he does adverts for like all kinds of like different things and stuff. Like he's massive in Germany,
Yeah,
which
so-
is understandable.
That's good, yeah.
The other day, that
We might-
Peloton.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, I hate
He's,
that.
he's sold out.
Yeah, apparently he's like
No, he's been doing it for ages.
the biggest German footballing personality.
He did
they
a
have.
car ad a while ago as well. And it was from
Yeah, whatever.
Old
I
Knights.
don't really
Well,
care.
old
I'm
Knights
just
footage.
saying that he's like
Let's be honest, he's much more marketable than what's old man's
Tuchel.
name? Joachim Low.
Oh, my
sniffing
God.
his fucking fingers.
Who's Joachim Low?
The German
He's
coach.
current German manager.
Yeah, but
Hey,
that's
come
what
on,
I
you
was
don't want to see
thinking.
Tuchel, do you?
How would you feel being the current German manager? You just be like, oh well, I'll just start packing my things, boys, and you just let me know when.
Well, you've had a couple of abysmal World Cups.
Oh, they're trash German national team
Yeah.
at the moment. So
They've been trashed since they won it.
I mean, Jurgen's got a fuck. If he does take
Oh,
that,
he's a fucking shoe-in.
he's got a massive job on his hands.
It's
It'll probably
that
be
meme, though. I'm
good-
going to lose my job.
It'd be quite a suitable position for him, though.
100%.
Yeah.
So apparently he's building a house in Germany right now that's just outside of Frankfurt. The German national team's head office is in Frankfurt. So
And he's just bought one in Spain. He's spending up.
I'm doing my research, mate. It's massive news. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot to talk about. Like
Klopp-tastic.
he's as much as I don't like how successful Jurgen Klopp was and how successful Liverpool were, I respect that Jurgen Klopp's probably one of the greatest managers of my time watching football, kind of thing. I'll throw him in there with the Arsene Wenger.
What's your favourite thing? Just one thing each about him.
Favourite moment, Jurgen Klopp moment, any?
Just the passion. Like, the two-handed power wanks that he does. And
the power wanks, yeah.
And just gets into the crowd. I love it, man. Like, I watch the end of games when we've won just to see that.
I think
it's not just about the game. It's
that's the thing. I think it's testament. You were saying, like, how passionate he is. And that's probably part of the reason he's burnt out. He is the one. He's just so explosive on the sideline. He's celebrating more than anyone when his team fucking score or when, like, there is a good run of play.
It's a fucking teeth factor.
You're fucked up as well, though. But it's incredible.
I do the exact same. I don't switch off until I see him fist pumping.
Can I say my favourite
please.
when he pulled a hammy? That's got to be up there. Doesn't it? That's got to be up there.
That was a few
You sadist.
the other day, like the time that Lallana scored against Norwich. He broke his glasses.
You're going to talk into the mic, mate. You got some great content coming out of that goal. I want the people to hear it.
There was the time he
broke his glass.
We scored in the 92nd minute against Everton. Dog shit fucking goal. Thank you, Jordan Pickford. And he ran out into the field
and caught like a mad fine and shit.
Allison, there's so many fucking moments.
Some we'll have to do
when Lucas missed against Everton, we were up 4-0 and he had a shot and he missed, and he's just like laughing his head off.
We'll have to do some of the memes.
That was good.
Some of the current Jurgen Klopp memes. Like I seen one today, and it was like him doing the interview of him saying he's leaving, and it's like, I've run out of energy, and the caption was me at 9:05 on a Monday. 100%.
The one like Pablo Escobar when he's just sitting there on the swing. That's like all Liverpool fans.
So what do I have here? I had who could be alternatives other than Xabi Alonso. Now you got De Zerbi. Interesting, would be an interesting pickup for Liverpool. Definitely, I'm feeling like Thomas Frank has a vibe to him. I think he has a. You want. I think Liverpool needs someone with a clear identity. Like you don't want someone you don't really know. Yeah, they 100%. Like Jurgen Klopp has a massive personality. His personality is like the size of Liverpool. You know what I mean? Like you need someone like that to replace him. I think Thomas Frank is. I don't know about De Zerbi. I think he's a bit too quiet. I mean, who else have you got out there? You got
Nagelsmann.
Yeah, I don't know about him. I don't like. You got to think like fits for Liverpool. Like I think Zinedine Zidane could walk into Liverpool. Not that he would, but he's got the personality and the aura to walk into Liverpool.
The pedigree.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Definitely the aura.
It all depends because I don't know what they want to do.
You'll like that fight. A shot, Chenga. I think you got half your head in there. So hopefully you don't have any good content for reals because you won't.
I don't mind the Thomas Frank shout. Like.
Thomas Frank's good, man. He's got good personality.
I feel like he's up the ante in terms of like even his post-match. Like there's a lot more passion than has ever been.
Yeah,
I think
Brentford's
form more of a I think he's a bigger shout for the Barcelona job, to be honest.
Hey, De Zerbi. Yeah. He takes me for a Barcelona guy because obviously. I was going to get into that. Xavi's leaving Barca.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Xavi
but that's a good... Yeah, Xavi. I don't know about Xavi either. I think, obviously, Alonso is the perfect fit. I would go Thomas Frank second. I mean, other than that, I'd say Zidane. He's free. Who else? Graham Potter. Get him in there.
No, thanks.
I'm telling you, though, you just need a fall guy.
I'm not
you need an Unai Emery good evening.
Potter sounds like a good fall guy.
20 match unbeaten streak, and then next year boot him because he's garbage. But he's actually not garbage. And you find out later on that he's a good manager. He just didn't kind of suit.
I'm not in it for the saga.
What do you think about the timing of Klopp's announcement?
I just liked him to stay for another season. I just didn't
But the timing of it, does it disrupt your title charge?
Who knows?
Well, I was going to say, if anything, it makes it harder for City and Arsenal.
It goes either way. Like, it becomes disruptive.
Ask us at the end of the season.
It empowers the players to go, let's send him out.
It becomes a headline either way. If you don't win, what's Klopp's decision? If you do win, best fucking decision.
Well, he could turn around and say, hey, I'll be the scapegoat.
I don't think
blame me.
I don't think it's got anything to do with the players. I think it's the crowd. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people will be flocking for those last 10 games, like last lots of home games.
Especially second last.
The crowds will be off their fucking dial, you know what I mean?
I will be.
But look, are you offering any content here, Django, or are you just trying to be a smart ass? But you know what I mean? Like, I think that it solidifies their chances of winning the title even better. Like, I don't want to play Liverpool now. Well, luckily, we've got their home game out of the way, but anyone that's got to go to Liverpool now, you're in strife, I reckon.
City.
Either that or they get the whole, it's too emotional.
Yeah.
You're too emotional.
Well, we performed
this
well
space.
against Norwich, which I was concerned about. And we played really, really well.
I think
I know it is Norwich, though.
For the whole too emotional thing, I think Jurgen Clop will put a lid on it. I don't think he'll be as emotional as until like probably the last 2-3 games. That's when he'll really fire it up. And
The fact, it wouldn't shock me. Like, I don't think this is news to any of the players, to be honest.
well, apparently he went to the board and told them his decision in November, but he told them you cannot say anything, you cannot look for a new manager, anything like that, because he didn't want it coming out to the media and then these players finding out off the media.
Oh, that would
So apparently the players and all the staff are only pulled in like 4 or 5 days ago, or 4 or 5 days before, or a couple of days even before he made that announcement to the players.
Actually,
it's one of the best kept secrets in world football. The fact that he was retiring, and everyone knew there was like he'd always spoken.
Fabrizio didn't even know.
He'd always spoken about, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here, blah blah. But
I was honestly shocked he signed his last contract extension.
well, apparently the contract was till 2025 with, no, it was till 2024 or whatever
With
but
options.
It's not an option. It was an extra year extension, but between gentlemen's agreement between Klopp and the board was that's an extension if I want it, but I'm probably going to.
Well, in that regard, I like that because that's respect.
Yeah.
Which
And he wants to
pretty
spend more
uncommon.
time with his family and stuff like that. And you've seen Wenger come out in an interview recently and he said, I probably would have had more children. Like the amount of sacrifice you have to give to a club. Wenger said he's currently trying to rebuild his relationship with his daughter. Like he said, I would have had more kids. He goes, I gave everything. He sacrificed his relationship for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like the amount of stuff you put into a club.
you live it, don't you?
Yeah.
When was the last time you were shocked with a